Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters of this great land of ours, so called Sierra Leone, how na they do? This now Mr. Alimamy Nabay the Cantona today on this blessed Jumu'ah, Friday, September 1, 2023. I hope so to do good. Juma Mubarak to the Muslim Ummah. Today, I want to talk a little bit about this communique where they pass about these visa restrictions. I want to tell Salon people then say, not to the first 10 this hold on they under this, but maybe will not be no will be happen the first time. But I go come the gist no. I go tell you when. You see, when they put a visa ban on countries, na normal procedure for the United States. Not a strange thing, nothing where they happen. The country when Nigeria CSF they under the same thing after the elections. Let me give you some countries anyway. Nigeria they under the same problem. Sudan, Russia, Tibet, Belarus, Uganda, Haiti, Afghanistan, Cuba, Nicaragua, Cameroon. They under a travel visa ban or restrictions, no matter how you call it. I want no more Leona know say me Alimamy Nabay, I get a lot of respect for una Sierra Leoneans them. Because where the president been win 2018 to this election, me not been really pay attention to salon politics. So I not be know what in the happen. But after I don't come inside this game that they talk to people then, I get nothing but respect for the Sierra Leonean people. Una don't take a lot. Una don't they under continuous bombardment from the APC. Demonstration after demonstration, lie after lie, propaganda after propaganda. They know they stop. But Sunday then I saw God they make Motalma. Where God want destroy Motalma na the world na tranga isi the give you. Where God want make difficult for human being, na trangaisi de kiyo. For the people who don't get trangais, I'll advise una. Una fen with una adjust. Trangais no they carry no sign of this world. It just like post we get hatred. The white man said and say anger does more harm to the person that is angry than it does to the person the anger is intended for or directed towards. You were angry, you were vexed by somebody. The suffer where you suffer, the person not the vexed by Nandi. Because sometimes the person you not even know say you vexed by, you not even know say you not leka. You don't know. So in the go about in normal business, you not be safe. But you will see the person as we had the black. APC then don't deal suffer and salo from 2018 to now, then they suffer. Because the way they hate this man, it is not normal. Mortal man know they hate company mortal man so like na kaka. Like na shit. You know see nothing pana. You know get no respect for her. You know do nothing. From 2018, you know do nothing. Hey, Saloni and then. Una president na very, very, very quiet, God-fearing, humble man. He's very peaceful. He's too peaceful. If you know another person being this, what the APC don't put him through? If you don't turn a dictator and do bad things in life, but he control himself. God can control. God really can call that. Let all pray God for them kind the position for so we will deal like this. It is admirable. APC the small picking and safe, small picking and they cost them President Nasalo. But they say freedom of speech. Freedom of speech not say for disrespect the big man. Freedom of speech in a man in law. But how about God in law we talk say for respect the leader? It not count? It does count. You see why they tell you say APC na the enemy of Salon? Una go see. APC go make sure say it brings Salon to which side the country go struggle. But I they tell una, it is only possible if una agree. It only possible. I don't forget about una letter to una visa business. I don't forget about how. And they can they. But it go only possible if we agree. You see today, they say September na the month. I mean, I call it the month of demonstration now. Protest from the first 30th to the 30th. That's what me this year. Because I know say the government ready from the first 30th to the 30th. McKinney, maybe then go listen to it. APC tell them. Magboroka, maybe then go listen. Karine, maybe then go listen. Port Loco, maybe then go listen. I don't know so. But when they be back, guess what? This same international community they talk about, they say they come to the conclusion, say, wait a minute. Anything they say for destroying another country, another party, and they do. Why? And then they say we get 16 districts, but now 4 no more they do. But why they balance them peaceful? They know they obey. They know mix partner. That is good for the country. That is good for the government. Inshallah, Usuma Kana. I know they pray God for them side and they let them do. But if you don't do it, by God in power, no matter what, we are guaranteed a kono kailaun kenema bo moyamba bont pujeun koenadugu falaba. We are guaranteed say that they no get for mixed panel, so we have the majority. Well, let the people then decide now that they're in control by God in power. I'd appeal to another country. I beg, when I go about when I doing a normal business, let we show the international community say we're in charge. Now let's come to this letter. I don't tell you that in a standard normal procedure for let America, let them talk so they restrict certain members from this country for so thing. None of us say that for election no more. Now for different thing then. In the first place, Salome don't get the same travel ban, same travel restrictions in 2020. If you remember that tending at the time where America and Salon, then get an agreement say any Salonian within the United States will cause crime. When they find out CSC qualify for letting deport and go back in a Salon for provide documentation for letting deport that person there. Because if your country no provide documentation for you, they're not able to deport you. What does that mean? Somebody come on at some country, so let's say come on to Salon, you can't this country, you can't do all kind of bad thing. Then catch this possible enable show there any documents. There's always country come on, say no sabu me come out. So tell them finance na Salonia or in say na Salonia self, he say no get document. Then go to the Salon embassy. If the Salon embassy not give them documents for that person, they accept as saying that they're citizen, America able for deport that person there. Jamaica, they know they deport go to Jamaica. They not agree. If Jamaica can at this country, don't know. America not get her now. If we not deport on a problem, anything on do on a business, but the Jamaican government they not mix finally. But we they do. And now beaucoup country do because if you not do America they fetch you back. We not say some people then tranga is like them Jamaican there. So that year they waiting happen come back to this 2020. Salon then deport 2 people then go na Salon where Salon give document later. Then people then say they're not to Sierra Leonean. It been all over social media. They say don't come. Salon government no pay attention to them. They no care for them. He goes to a council and they not to Sierra Leonean self. They not tell them make man they say they're not Salonia. What you know man understand how the money go na Salon if you then get Salon document, they no get Salon document. I don't know. The country give them paper as citizen or not, I don't know. But that they been there all over social media. So the government back na Salon, President Marabio say no thing. We not they go forward with this. If he then can't do with this, then if he then arrest anybody na say na Salon, we not they give them document again for let them deport them because they go can't follow people country to people who not to Salon citizen there. Well, that problem in America being go to Salon. So they being get Salon people who they want for deport, but Salon not give them document for let them send them there. Now America say, well, if you not do one, we put travel restriction power. And then what I mean do different from this. So this one saying they do not say that they say people are responsible for rigging of election or doing bad things to democracy. That they have been the one whole country, the one whole Salon. Nobody never give himself for Canada America being. Nobody. It been bad past this. But we not be no. Not to tell that na big deal. This na big deal because APC they make a big deal. If you then go ahead with this safe, it not mean safe then they can't restrict policy for no can America from the government no more. Then he restrict yourself, you say whether ordinary citizen or you wanna just from the opposition, if you say being get hand for you to anything whether they try to investigate. And remember, any side we go they complain, people then get for respond. Then get for respond. If they don't go tell them, members say APC them not demonstrate in Washington DC in the United States now, then carry them petition na State Department. State Department has to act. Then get for act. So then get for look into this. If you not see any reason, they're not do it. And even if they do a worst case scenario, not to forever. Not to forever, now for some time. But the people that matter for Canada, like we present for Canada, United Nations and New York and this and that, they're not abandoned, then they still come. So it's not a big deal. Not to the APC they make her. No, it's not. And let me tell you what APC they fail for realize. You know, sometimes the way fat person take God can get trained for fat you back. And for fat mortal man a different way. Maybe then the way APC they do, subconsciously without knowing it, maybe then they help the country in some way. Because where you squeeze people them too much, where you squeeze people them, wallahi they make them they come back, then they do things where they not be able to do for survival. They say necessity is the mother of invention. Where something we don't become necessary, I swear to God, you go find where for diluta. I go give you an example. Let's go to Cuba. Cuba from the days of Fulgencio Baptista, 1958. Now United States put sanctions on Cuba. Where Fidel Castro then can take over. Then they can make them worst. Cuba they right next to America now. But the only thing we been able for pull America and Cuba now food and medicine. Nothing else in the world, even trade, in the current day. I like now ordinary white paper, you know, go carry Cuba from the United States. It's not possible. And what in them do? After some time, then they cancel landing now. You know, they care nothing again from this country. Cuba no they travel go to Cuba. America itself no Cuba no they travel to America. America itself no they travel go to Cuba. They lock all the road and them people are over 50-something years. Over 50-something years, ladies and gentlemen, Salona, listen to me. Over 50-something years, Cuba. You know what you do for Cuba? That Cuba will be there under that embargo day. Under that, I call it because they call them blockade. Now, so then they call it Cuba, say blockade. They are them under that blockade, that sanctions and everything there. For how many years? 50-something years. That same Cuba day. Now they give scholarship to African country them for can study. That same Cuba day. Now they go help with it. Now Angola for let them not overthrow the MPLA. That same Cuba day. I say now this Chaka Stevie them they send them